Welcome to a Christmas edition of CheapWineFinder.com podcast. Yeah, they're all Christmas editions. They're all about having a good time and enjoying wine with friends. So even in July, we got Christmas editions going here. So what we got here today is a wine we wrote up a review of on the CheapWineFinder.com website. It is the Trader Joe's Reserve Santa Barbara Syrah 2021. I think there's an edition on it. What is it? It is 236. Now, one thing I've got to say is that this year, Trader Joe's Reserve wines, the whole line from Petite Reserve to the ones from Chilean Reserve up until Diamond Reserve, have been killing it. They have been having some of the best wine bargains anywhere. And here's the reason why. If you have a wine that you're going to make every year, you have to pretty much make sure the sourcing and the wine production are going to stay the same. You can't, the price in a wine shop wine really can't go flying around all over the place. It can't be $15 one year and $10 the next. I mean, it has to pretty much stay the same, because you want buyers to come back and you want buyers to enjoy your wines over and over again. But these Trader Joe's wines, I'm going to take a sip of this one. Are one-offs. These Trader Joe's Reserves, they are getting the prices, and nowadays there's $19.99 Trader Joe's Diamond Reserves, all the way down to these $9.99s. And sometimes $7.99, and they're one-off wines. The conditions that got them, where the grapes came from, who made it, those are unique to this year and this year alone. So you can pretty much dial this one in for 2022. Now, is the wine's going to be the same the Trader Joe's next year? Hopefully, because they've been having a good run with these Trader Joe's Reserve wines. But this is a wine out of Santa Barbara. Which is Santa Barbara is 100 miles north of Los Angeles, and it's kind of the home of high-end, really good ones. Sea Smoke is out of there. It's a Pinot Noir that you have to get on a list to buy it. I mean, it's Pinot Noir and Chardonnay territory, but Syrah is the third most popular grape. And the Rhone Rangers, who are up and down the coast, but there's a bunch of the original Rhone Rangers are from Santa Barbara area. And what that is, most winemakers in California take their inspiration from France. Also, in some areas, Italy too, but like Napa Valley, they kind of are looking to Bordeaux. And you got Caneros and the Russian River and some places in Monterey or Sonoma Coast, and they're looking at Burgundy. But the Rhone Rangers are looking at the Rhone Valley, which is Syrah in the northern Rhone Valley, or in the southern Rhone Valley, a blend, which is Syrah, Grenache, and Mourvedre. And that's where they're taking their lead from. So Syrah in Santa Barbara has a good history. About 40 or 50 years of these guys making these Rhone-style wines. Now, the Rhone and Southern California are two different growing areas. They're not going to be the exact same thing, but they're kind of using those techniques, and they're doing what with their own grapes, with their own thing. They're doing what the Rhone winemakers are doing for a long time, and some of the places in Rhone have been making wine since like the 1400s. I'm taking another sip here. This wine was produced by the Miller Family Wine Company, I think it is, which is part of the Thornhill Wine Company. And if you're a longtime Trader Joe's wine drinkers, you will remember Central Coast Wine Warehouse. They seem to have made like every third wine 10 years ago. I mean, all the bargains were either from them or Bronco or whatever. But they own Biennacido and French Camp Vineyards in the Central Coast, which are two of maybe top 10 at least vineyards in California and maybe the world. I mean, Thornhill, while making wines for everybody, they'll make a wine for you. You got the money. And Miller Family Yeah, they've got 5 generations of farmers and winemakers there. It's a legit for Trader Joe's getting someone to make their wine and you don't know who they are. Well, you're kind of in good hands here. I mean, we don't know anything about it, but they own great properties and they've been making wine for a long time and they got a reputation. So when you're having wine that you don't know the who, what, and wheres of, well, we know that Trader Joe's Reserve Wines have been killing it for a while now. I was going to say kicking it, but they could be doing that too. I mean, they've been on a winning streak, and this Central Coast Wine Warehouse, Thornhill, Miller family, they've got great reputation. They've been making good wine for a long time too. So you got a double bonus of who made it. So we don't know where it came from or how it came from or what it came from, but we know someone who knew what they were doing on both ends here of Trader Joe's and them. We're responsible for this. So I'm going to take another sip. If you know Syrah grapes or Syrah wines from Shiraz from Australia, same grape, different spelling. Those are big, bold, and spicy, and usually at 15.2 alcohol. The French version is more sleek, more lean, more balanced, and that's what this is. Even though California is going to be riper, which is no bad thing when it comes to Syrah, because it just makes the rounded flavors. It's blackberry, and there's some mocha, and there's black pepper, and there's licorice. And it's all kind of balanced out with really good acidity. That's not a bad thing with a wine. And I'm talking about a wine in a way that I would normally talk about a $20, $25 wine, and this is $9.99. And I was thinking, $10 Trader Joe's Reserve, and this is not Grand Reserve, this is not Platinum Reserve, it's not Diamond, just regular Reserve wines, are usually comparable to a $15 to $20 wine shop wine. I'm going to take another sip because it's good. And it seems about right. I mean, certain winemakers out of the Central Coast might have a different style you like better. But if you're just doing a Santa Barbara, Syrah, and kind of, it's not, you don't know who made it. So there's certain makers out there that have been around forever and have great names in that area. And they have certain styles of their own. We don't really have it here, but if you just want a good example of a Santa Barbara Syrah, you don't want to spend much money, yeah, this kind of kills it. So I've been doing a lot of killing here with this stuff. So yes, it's a really good wine. That's it for me, Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com. I'll say the name of this thing again. It's the Trader Joe's Reserve Santa Barbara Syrah 2021. It's a fine wine. You want a bargain wine? This is good. Syrah tastes great. So there you go. Like us, we like your podcast, and just push the button. That's what buttons are for. They need to be pushed. And that's it for me. Stay safe and warm. Have a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and I'll be posting before then too. So adios. Bye-bye.